Prime Minister Naftali Bennett made history here when he met for the first time ever for an Israeli Prime Minister with any Emirati official here on Emirati soil. He met for 4 hours, that's 2 hours longer than was scheduled, with Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed, and then left, leaving this message behind.
I'm finishing a good visit here in the United Arab Emirates. I want to thank His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed for very warm hospitality throughout this visit. Throughout the day we had meaningful, in-depth and straightforward talks about our two nations, about the region, and about our economy and technology and what we can do together. I'm flying back to Israel very optimistic that this relationship can set an example of how we can make peace here in the Middle East.
Now, what's notable about that message is that there's no mention of Iran, nor indeed of the Palestinians, the two red-letter issues of the day. Top of the list, though, really is Iran, with the Emiratis being severely out of step with, certainly with the Israelis and even the United States, in their view that no longer is it worthwhile putting any serious pressure on the Iranians, trying to get them to return to the nuclear deal that was effectively torn up by Donald Trump, which was a deal intended to reduce their capability to produce a nuclear weapon. Now, there have been efforts under the Biden administration to revivify that agreement, which lately the Iranians have walked away from. The Americans wanted greater sanctions, indicated this, and the Emiratis were very swift to say they're not interested in any further sanctions. Indeed, they have been reaching out to Tehran. They have been planning to have a major solar farm being built in Iran. They've sent high-level diplomatic delegations. And of course, the Israelis in the background have been threatening military action if there's no diplomatic solution to ending Iran's alleged nuclear program. But at the same time, this has also been a triumph for Naftali Bennett. It had been his predecessor who had effectively negotiated what are called the Abraham Accords that normalized the relationship between the United Arab Emirates and several other Arab countries and Israel, led by the Emirates. That was a famous breakthrough in diplomacy over many years of isolation. These two countries have never been at war together against one another, but they have certainly been extremely frosty. It was impossible until 15 months ago for an Israeli citizen to set foot here. Now there are some 7 flights a day backwards and forwards between Israel and Dubai. Many more other tourist operations being planned. And what both sides said coming out of this meeting is that they were hoping to deepen the economic relationship, already worth some $600 million a year, and above all, an invitation offered by the Israeli Prime Minister to Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince to visit at some future date Israel was made and was accepted. Sam Kiley, CNN in Abu Dhabi.